Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, am I excited. This was a Kickstarter from Gary Creely, Creely Blades. That's right. He did a Kickstarter because he had gotten in a batch of Magnamax. And that is basically, I think, one of the hottest new steels besides Pop's Pro Cut. And I love Gary Creely's work. He's in here in Pennsylvania. I got a chance to meet him at this Lehigh Knife Show last spring. One of the things that he was excited about for Magnamax is that it maximizes the amount of edge retention it has to the slight detriment of toughness and stainless steel stainlessness, I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me down below. I haven't done a full-scale investigation of Magnamax. And this is the Minnow, which is a knife I don't have. I do have the Creely Mako. So this was the first knife that really got me into small fixed blades, especially because it came with an in-pocket leather sheath, and it was MagnaCut, which at the time MagnaCut had just come out and it was impossible to get. And so this was one of the very first knives MagnaCut I ever got, and one of the very first, if not the first, small pocket fixed knife in pocket carry. And this almost counterintuitive ergonomics on it are just phenomenal. And I should point out that the omnivore here is amazing. This is a chisel ground kitchen knife. He does it for righties and lefties, and I use this thing all the time. I mean, this thing processes so well. It's so precise in the way that it cuts. Like you can feel you can make micro cuts with this like no one's business. And a chisel grind, if you don't know, has a big grind on one side, but it's flat on the other side, except for a little micro bevel right down here. Super easy to maintain. Both of these are MagnaCut. All right, so let's take a look at this. First, hey, smash that like button. Leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. So, yeah, we're going to open this up. I believe that the Minnow is smaller than the Mako. So that should be cool too. And oh, look at that aged leather. This is like a loop here. Sorry, I'm going to be weird now. Going to smell it. I love this smell of fresh leather. Oh, that's super cute. So look at this. So he's actually left open rivets here so that you can add your own ulti clip instead of including it there. And then he's included a little belt loop too, if that is your fancy, if that is your choice. All right, you guys ready to check this out? So one of the reasons why I'm excited about having this and why I had to unbox it directly after work, even though I'm utterly exhausted, is that I really want to get it in pocket and test it and test this edge retention. Now, Creely is also really well known for his HRC, for his heat treatment, and I think that he probably hit this out of the park because that is his thing. That is his jam. He hits the heat treat out of the park. He's very proud of that. All right, so I'm excited about three things here. First off, this is a 3-finger grip, so I will have to end up making a little lanyard for my pinky finger. This right here is the Patriot, and I've done the same thing here. So I'll do a little snake knot finished off with a diamond knot at the end, and then my pinky will land right there. Not a problem. This looks razor and feels razor sharp. Little blade here. But what's really going to be the proof of this is going to be the long-term use. And there is a little bit of grease on here. I'm just really excited to get, get a chance to be one of the first people to get this steel, honestly, and go out there and try it out. There's some schmutz, I think is the official term, on this blade. I would usually call it oil. It seems a little thicker than that. I'm going to call it schmutz. So here you see, I wonder how many you ended up making of these. Gary, I'm sure you're watching this. How many did you end up making? And was it a good process to do this, the Kickstarter? Did you like it? If he doesn't answer down below, I'm going to message him. This is also his new 3D printed scales. So this was his old ones here, and I have another pair of his old ones, the G10, right? And this is white ivory G10. I don't think that this is 3D printed, although correct me if I'm wrong. This, though, you can see the laminations there. Now, he swears that this is being able to turn out these knives faster. It is also, I feel like, lighter than G10. I think that this first layer in here, is this a G10 liner, Gary, or someone? Or is this all 3D printed? But regardless, I think that this is a very interesting choice, and that's another reason I'm excited. So I'm excited about the steel, I'm excited about a new knife, and I'm excited about Magnamax. So you can see that he's miniaturized the Mako, but it's not a straight one-to-one. It's almost like a drop point here with how it comes down to this very thin point. And I'm just looking at this from the perspective of, will that tip break? And yeah, if I misuse this, this will break. And I'm going to put this back in here and just feel how that goes. All right, so I'm definitely going to put an ulti clip on this. That's how I'm going to rock this little guy. And I'm going to put a little lanyard on here, like I said. The ergos on this feel really good, except for its 3 fingers. Once I have that pinky, it'll be great. The price point for this, that's a really great question. This was on a Kickstarter. Can't quite remember, but it was over $200, I believe. If I'm wrong, something will flash up there. Is this available on his website yet? I don't know. I don't think so. He just finished his Kickstarter, but I'm sure he wants more Magnamax. So he's going to try to do that. I'm trying to read. Oh, okay. So that's cool. Right up here, it says PA made. I thought I was going to say USA, made in the USA, but PA made. So, like I said, I think that his shop is probably 2 hours away from me, from where I live. And there seem to be a lot of really good knife makers in Pennsylvania, which is great. I mean, I'm biased. I think Pennsylvania is like the best state in the union, or I should say Commonwealth. But yeah, it is the Keystone State after all. No real sharpening choil here. A little bit of one. I don't know why some makers don't use sharpening choils and some do. I think sometimes people say that when you have a sharpening choil, the blade is going to get caught in that area. And then when you're cutting down and making long slashy cuts and the material moves down here and it gets right there and it's suddenly going to get caught there. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if all people say that. But here you can see it's still going to get caught up here. I'm not saying that Gary said this. I'm just throwing out a theory here. And maybe it's just a little bit harder to profile the blade that way, and to cut that in, it just adds a little bit more time. And so why not just get rid of the sharpening choil if it's going to add 10 minutes onto each knife that you make? I don't know if that's the reasoning either, or what the reasoning is. Maybe they just don't like them. Some people get really antsy about it in the knife community. Say maybe they just like having the last little bit of their knives not sharp. I have enough edge control and blade control and handle control that it never gets to that. I'm just looking at this Mako, which I've carried for 3 years now, 4 years, however long MagnaCut's been out. And I got to say that his finish on the blade, which is a belt sand here and then like a satin tumbled finish over here, it's just held up so beautifully. I'm really impressed with how well that looks considering how much abuse I've put this blade through. So, and it's nice and sharp right now. I must have sharpened it recently because it is definitely a sharp knife. And this is definitely a sharp knife. For shits and giggles, I am going to go ahead and cut a piece of paper. Oh, yeah, it's in confetti mode, maker mode. Awesome, Gary. This is really sweet, dude. Very cool. I can't thank you enough. I'm glad I got on the Kickstarter. And hopefully I'm sure he'll be releasing these soon. Another thing that Gary is really well known for is using high-end steels of different kinds, like the Rex and other things. So, if you go on his website right now, it probably has a Vanex version of a couple of these knives, which is great. It's basically one of the only places where you can get a Vanex version, Vanex fixed blade is from him. And there's maybe another couple of companies out there that use Vanex for fixed blades, but basically Gary's cornered the market on the high-end steels and fixed blades. and that's freaking awesome. He also has a folklore, which I've never seen and I really want to see. And if someone has a folklore, could you please send it to me so that I could review it? I'll trade a knife with you to, you can borrow a knife of mine and I'll borrow a knife of yours, and then we'll switch back after a couple of weeks. But I'd really like to check out one of his folklores. I just can't spend the money at the moment. I've spent all of the monies, and so whenever possible, I'm trying to, work on a trade barter system with my fellow YouTubers and viewers. So, wow, this is super cool, guys. What do you think about this? I'd love to hear what you think about this little knife, and I will definitely be doing a full report on this, and I'm definitely going to compare this to some of the other things I have as well. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It really helps the channel. And if you want to get a chance to win a knife every month, all you got to do is become a Patreon supporter for $3 a month. You get entered to win. I've only got 15 Patreon supporters. So, chances of you winning are pretty darn high. And I'm planning on doing a pretty big giveaway for the holiday Christmas season as well, where I'll be giving away a number of things. So get on the bandwagon now. All right. Thanks so much, people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.